Hello and welcome to Hobby Vlog number 183. This week has been all about completing projects. I was just trying to work out before I started recording this, I think it's either 4 or 5 projects that have finished this week, which is really awesome, particularly considering some of them were right up against the deadline. The TCU Challenge deadline is actually today, so yeah, really did need to get that finished, and I'm starting to pack my car for my long trip. So getting the bottom table of ArdaCon finished and packed was really important for me this week. However, the other ones I've completed, also it's just really good because since Christmas, I was talking about this with someone, I felt like I've really just not got going at all this year. I know I have, but I felt like I haven't. So having a nice rush of completions now, just before I'm about to go away for a month, is a really good thing. It's really good, really nice to have achieved that. Anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. They are massively inspiring to me. Never hold back, just say hi, and that really does keep me going and keep me motivated to keep creating these videos. They motivate me because I love making the videos, and seeing your comments also adds to that motivation. So yeah, don't be shy. And yeah, as I said, thanks for watching the video. I'll stop rambling now. I'm rambling a little bit, and I'll see you again at the end. Oh, now we're going to do the something I really enjoy doing actually, which is using crystal clear bathroom silicone to do water effects on this, which is clearly the swampy area. So what we'll do, I think I might need to cut that a little bit bigger because that is very, very hard to squeeze out. So just give me a second. I'm going to cut the nozzle a little bit more than I have, just so that's not such a pain. There we are. This was one of the first ever bits of hobby kit I bought. These scissors, bought them in Belgium when I first ever started doing this stuff. They are superb. Strong scissors, awesome. Right, that's coming out a bit easier. Right, so what you do, most of this I'll do off camera because it's a lot of repetitiveness, but you put some of your super clear silicone sealant down. This sweet mango chutney is not sweet mango chutney, it is 99% alcohol. And then I normally use, I mean you can use a sculpting tool or a metal sculpting tool if you want to, but I normally use a toothpick. So the toothpick goes in the alcohol, and the alcohol denatures the silicone just enough that it becomes a little easier to push around. Now, if you don't care about a little bit of depth, you could just use some gloss varnish to do this, but I like a little bit of depth. So yeah, it's not the quickest process in the world. Certainly gloss varnish will be quicker, but I think you get a better result. So if you don't have toothpicks, you can stick your finger in if you want to, but your hands do start stinking of alcohol, but it is a bit quicker. So if you don't have toothpicks, or if you're in a hurry, just use your finger like that. So yeah, that's what we'll do. Lots of this in, and then smooth it out. So I'll get this done, and then I'll leave it quite a long time actually. This does sometimes take quite a bit of time to cure fully. So yeah, this is going to be finished once I've done all this, which is good, because it's not long until I need to take this to James so he can get ready for the tournament, which is exciting. So I'll crack on with this. I'll bring you back, show you what it looks like when it is done. And there we are. You can see that's now got a nice effect to it, and it's nice and dry, so that can go along with the rest of them. They're now waiting just to get the final seal done, and I'm hoping to do that with Rosie, so I'm holding off on doing that until she gets home from school, because yeah, it'll be a nice little bit of hobby time for us. So yeah, pretty happy with how that looks and pretty happy with how the whole project goes. I have tried to fit them all in the box. I was planning to take them in, and the two large ones, the big tree and the big curve of the stands, don't fit in. So yeah, that was a bit of a miscalculation, but whatever, I can wrap them up separately and take them carefully with me, I'm sure. But anyway, yeah, next thing on this project is going to be sealing them up, and then they're finished. The first stage of detailed painting is done, just finished now on my lunch break, if it'll focus. Yeah, painting all of the skulls and what have you. So what I'm going to do next is paint all the metal details and any other little bits that I think I might want to do, and then I'll glue them in place, and then start putting the flocking and the green mould and what have you on. Actually, what I'm going to have to do before I do that, on some of these you can see we've got little bits of smear and what have you on the base, so I have to go around a little bit where my dry brushing has failed. There's another bit there, and just touch up those black bases. But yeah, so it didn't take very long, managed to get that done in 2 sessions. I had a really fun time yesterday evening painting most of them. Just put some music on and cracked on, and then just now I only had just these few in this corner here to finish. And I did that in about 20 minutes on my lunch break. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty happy. Getting close to finished on this now. Alright, so now I'm going to build up the bases for this first eagle. Now I haven't decided yet whether this one's going to have what's it riding on it, or whether I'll put him on that one. Probably on that second one, to be honest. So this one I'm thinking I'm going to make use of some of these Gundabad trolls that I've got. So a very expensive way of making a base, but whatever. So what I might do is put a couple of these Gundabad orcs, not trolls, Gundabad orcs on the base. And then this one I'm going to have, and hopefully this is going to show up okay on camera. It's a bit hard to do it, but I'm going to do it in the same technique as I did for this eagle. So I will put a wire into its base, and then come through and use milliput or green stuff or whatever on the bottom. And so the idea will be this will be quite a lot lower than that one, and he's going to be targeting this orc here. So that orc will be stuck here, and he'll be coming in, as you can see, quite a lot lower to smash into the back of him and take him out. So I've started by bending over a bit of wire, and what I'm going to do is work out where I'm going to need to put the wire through, drill that in and get that secured in place first, and then I will be able to cut it to the correct length to fit it in and support the eagle in it as well. So I've got my little tack life one. I always thank Quinn for suggesting this to me when I use this, because it was his idea, and it's super because it's nice and controllable speed. And yeah, we're going to just kind of bit clumsy, but I think that's about right. I think where I had it was about right. So yeah, we're just going to drill into here. So there we are. And then what I'll do is I'll glue that in place and then secure it with the green stuff. And then once that's in and dry and what have you, next day I will bring on for the next step, which will be securing the actual eagle to the top. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with Beorn on eagle yet. I'll probably do roughly the same technique and do something a bit similar, but I'll come to that next. I'm going to get this one done first. So what we're doing, as you've just seen, Rosie's been touching the static grass and there is little bits of it coming off, which we do not want. So the next step for this, let me give you a brush, darling, is the same as when we sealed the flock. We're going to seal the static grass. So just come along and paint over it like that.
Oh, look at mine.
Yeah.
It's a bit scrumbly.
Yeah. So yeah,
Why
that's
is
it.
A bit
It will be fine once it dries, don't worry. It always looks a bit dodgy when it's wet, but it will dry fine. So anyway, yeah, so we've got to do this all over everything. So cover the whole lot, and then that will be
going to go stain like that.
It's not going to stain, don't worry. Right, you can get more paint than you get. Do you want your brushes? I'll put it in a bit more maybe. That's it. That's it. Get a bit more. And brush it around, don't drip it. Brush it. Brush it.
I'm just going to do dots.
No, we need to cover the whole lot. So yeah, that's what we've got to do anyway. So we'll just get that done on all of them.
I'm going to do a picture like it.
Yeah, we'll get that done. All these sealed, and they can get wrapped up and taken.
It's going to be a picture.
It is. Yeah. Well, I should hasten to add that I would never do this on a model railway, and this is only because this is actually terrain that's going to be on a tournament. I'm treating the static grass so roughly. What you would normally prefer to do is good girl, is spray alcohol and then spray the PVA. So that would be a better way of doing this, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be fine. It will look great. Anyway, we'll get this done. I'll show you what it looks like when it's all dried. So yesterday we managed to get all of these done, and they're nicely, the glue is dried nice and clear, and it doesn't look rubbish, which is a relief. So now me and Rosie are going, big thunderstorm here, big cracks. Me and Rosie are going to continue, and we're going to do the rest of the terrain. Yeah, I know, it's mouldy, isn't it? Yeah, it's old. We need a new lid for this bottle. We're going to do the rest of the terrain, so it's basically the same as it was. So be careful not to drip it, get your glue on your brush, and then paint it over. So we're going to get this done. Tomorrow, you head off, don't you, to Nanny's.
Nanny Pam.
To Nanny Pam's, yes. And I'm not going to see you for 2 weeks, so this is a really valuable little bit of time for us to spend before you go, isn't it?
Can you move?
Is it a bit further? There.
And can you get some water in?
There we are, spread it around. Right, so you need to put it in and hold the brush up right, that's it. You're doing very well. So yeah, so we're going to get this done, spend a bit of time before she has to head off on our holidays, and I don't see her for 2 weeks. So yeah, this is the last bit. Next thing's going to be wrapping these up and packing them, which I'll bring you back for, and then we're going to be ready to take them to James to give them for ArdaCon. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Down in Goblin Town.
Very good, Rosie. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put a little tiny bits of flock to look a little bit like mould or what have you. I know, yeah. On these cliffs. So this is the first one that I did, which I'm using as my exemplar. So I'm going to do the glue, and Rosie's going to do the flock. Wait for me to put the glue on first. Don't get any out just yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a little drop of glue in there, and then if you could just drop a little bit of flock in that spot. That's it. And then we will pick that up and shake it back in. And there we have a tiny bit, let me just zoom in, wait a second, a tiny bit of green on the piece. So what we'll do now is I'll pick another place to put it.
Look!
I know, it's not going there though, so don't worry, we'll shake that off. Right, pop a little bit on there, just a tiny little drop, that's it. And then we'll shake that off. No, don't do that, leave it on the, it's on the paper for a reason, because I can collect it on the paper. Don't drag it onto the floor, because that'll waste it. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Just going to work around all of these. Not just yet, because we've not sealed it. Yeah, so you want some there, do you?
Yes.
So we're going to work around this, just put in little bits of touches of green as a highlight, just to make it a little bit more interesting. So yeah, I will wait a second, I've not put any more glue on yet. So I will show you what this looks like when it's done. We're going to have to do this to every single piece, and it may not be that I get to do all of it with Rosie, because I haven't got very much time. You can see, I don't get very much time now. But yeah, so we'll get this done. Right, you're going to say bye-bye, Roo.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for helping me.
Down in Goblin Town.
Very good. Alright, so the little wire has secured in nicely, and what I've just done is taken my snips and trimmed down that pole, the wire, until I'm happy with the height the eagle is sitting at. So if we just get that situated again, what you can see is that's a really nice height, and then we can have the orc running away like that. You can't really see, sorry, my hand's in the way. Running away like that, and then the eagle coming in just to kind of like clout him. So I'm just at the moment debating whether I'm going to stick the orc on and paint the orc with the eagle disconnected. I think that's where I'm going to do it. So I'll get the orc stuck in place now, and then once that's painted, I'll then glue the eagle on, do the basing, and then that'll be finished. So I don't know if you can hear Xena barking outside, but she's barking. So yeah, so that's probably what I'm going to do. Just glue that in place, prime this, and paint, and then come on, I'll show you what it looks like, and we'll do the basing on camera. But that's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with how that looks. Well, here we have it. They're all done now and ready for packing. So I have an absolutely huge roll of bubble wrap. So what I'm going to do now is wrap all this in bubble wrap and put it into the box. Oh, didn't actually grab it all. There we are. There's that tree. So I'm going to wrap it all up in bubble wrap and get it in a box. I'll show you what it looks like when it's all packed. And the next time you'll see this will be when I'm at ArdaCon in August. And yeah, we're playing on it, which I'll try to get some film of as well. So yeah, let's get this wrapped up and packed. Show it you already. A couple of weeks until I leave. So yeah, I'm pleased to have got this done 2 weeks before, so there's not a mad panic. Well, I'll get everything wrapped up. A bit Heath Robinson. It's not the easiest of shaped things to wrap, but fitted into this box really, really nice, as you can see. And then I've got the two pieces that don't fit at all wrapped up as well. So yeah, that will now go off. In a couple of weeks I'll be leaving, and we're heading off towards and dropped off at James's. And then I will, when I wrap this video up and do the full video and do the edited video together, it will include me playing on it, which is very, very exciting. So I will get a game on it hopefully, because I'll almost certainly be on the bottom table at least once. But yeah, I'll show it off as it is when it's over there. So yeah, fun build. Learned a lot of new techniques, a lot of cool different ways of making trees. I've had a few people message me saying, oh, that's interesting, I'll give that a go. So that's always inspiring and good. And other than that, yeah, just glad to have been able to do something I've had on my mind for many years, to do something for James. So it's really cool to have achieved that. Right, so just finished those two processes, one of which you saw me doing with Rosie. We've got about half of them done, which is really cool. Actually more than half of them. I just had a few more to do this morning, which I did during the day. So we've got little bits of flocking there just to highlight. And then what I've just finished doing now is painting all the elements on the actual platform. So the metal bits, the bones and the ties. And that's gone really well, pretty happy with it. So now I come to the final part for these, or maybe the final part, I'm not sure. But the next step anyway, which is a blob of super glue on each leg and then stick them in place, which is quite exciting. So I've got quite a lot of these to do. I won't film all of them, but that's the plan. Stick them in place like so. Yeah, hopefully this will work all right. There's a little bit of weight, and then this one I'll get stuck in, and it will have a little bit of super glue on the end, so it will be be going across the platform. So yeah, I'm going to get that done, and then I'll decide whether I'm going to add any more streaking or any more flock or any more whatever. But yeah, that's the next thing to do. I also still need to finish actually painting the Goblin King, which hopefully I'll be able to get done very soon, and then he can go onto his throne. And this project is very nearly done. Well, I've just brought all of the terrain through onto this shelving unit, which I bought by accident. I ordered a chest of drawers and they sent me two of these, so I don't know where they're going to go. But anyway, so I've made the best of it, made use of them, and racked them all up here, because just next to the camera right now I've put my table up and I've put one of my mats upside down on top of it, so that it's got a black base. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put these all and make a table, which is cool because they're all done, they're stuck as you can see, and there's a lot. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of terrain there. So anyway, so I'm going to put the camera at the table, do a little bit of a time lapse, setting up a full table with all of this scenery. As I've said, there are actually a couple of platforms I've not made use of, so I may eventually do a few more. I'm not sure, but yeah, let's get this whole thing set out, and then we can see what it looks like completed. Well, there we are. Now I think I've probably got enough for 2 boards. It's very crowded. I could easily have done a lot less here and a lot less in the centre. But yeah, I wanted to get it all on the table, but I do think there's nearly enough for 2 boards. So if I actually finished all of these and put them all onto, paint them all up, I think I could probably get 2 tables, which is pretty cool, and I'm really pleased with how it looks. It's completely playable. You've got some interesting jump tests, so you can play that as a jump test. You've got a lot of manoeuvrability, so you can come along here, 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 so there's lots of variety of how you can move. You've got like a climb up there, and then you get higher up, and that will give you shooting down onto the main onto the throne platform. And then yeah, I think it's just worked out really, really well. I think it looks brilliant, and I would love to play on it, and maybe I will get to play on it. It'd be fun to have a game on this. You know, Thorin's Company versus Goblin Town could be quite a lot of fun. But yeah, there we are, done. I can't believe I've done it in time. I'm going to get some pictures of this now, and count how many pieces I've actually got, and yeah, then I'll wrap it up. So really, really happy with this. I think it looks great. Very, very much fun done with it, particularly with the fact that I managed to do a bit of it with Rosie, which is always going to be a positive, isn't it? And yeah, I think it looks like a really playable Goblin Town board. Very playable indeed. Probably better than, well, certainly better than I expected, put it that way. I had a little delivery today, which was really exciting, very, very fast. So I ordered the new Wild West game from Two Fat Lardies. You can go and check out a bunch of really cool videos on their YouTube channel showing how to play this, and I think it just looks perfect for what I want in the West. I've got a couple of other Cowboy games, but none of them really hit the spot for me like this one, so I'm really looking forward to playing it. That comes with some tokens, you can see, some tokens, and also the pack of cards, the special pack of cards for the game, which is good. Now I'm not going to get totally into it. And I always say this, and I will try to do some more content on this on the channel, but I need to do the book sniff. So, oh, that is a very good sniff. Yeah, good smell, good new book smell. So yeah, but that will come to the channel because yeah, I would like to get some games on it. I think it looks really good, and I'm going to try to play some solo games on it if I get time. And the second thing that arrived are what are these Dice of Death. Now, when I went to my first ever ArdaCon, I bought myself a pack of these and took these to play with, and I love them. They're great fun. And so what I've done is I bought these, and I'm going to be giving out a Dice of Death to every opponent that I play over the time I'm there. So that's the purpose of that. So that's going to be really cool. Anyway, there we are. Just a couple of little deliveries that arrived today. Not very much, but still some really cool things. Well, I managed to get my little Orky painted up on this base. So what I'm going to do now is make use of Scrubland base ready, and I'm going to base that, and then when that's gone off I will mount the eagle. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I did actually also at the same time paint up the other orcs that came from the pack, which I'd had left over, so I will also get those based as well. And then the other part of this project which I'm working on, which is for Beorn, is just waiting for the final couple of touches on the actual bear model, and then I'll be able to base that up, but I'll bring that as a separate clip. So yeah, it was a really good progress last night. Really enjoyed getting back to the painting bench for the first time for about a week or even longer maybe since I've actually painted anything, and I made lots of progress and got them all painted in one night, which is just how you want it to go. Anyway, I use the fast drying basing glue to apply the basing material, and normally spread that out with a toothpick. So let me just quickly show you, and then I'll get the rest of them done off camera, because yeah, it's very much a lot of the same sort of thing. So we'll apply some glue. Open the bottle first, that'll help. I have a sealed over bottle, so let me just clean the top. There we are. There we are. So yeah, we put some glue on, and I'm going to do this in 2 sections, so it's going to make it a little bit easier. Then just using the toothpick to smear it around so we don't have too many lumps. As it happens, I put enough on to very nearly do the entire thing. There we are. And then with this material, in this case, hopefully it will fit in. Yep. I'll drop it in and then lift it out, turn it upside down, and we're done. So anywhere that's missed, there's a few places that's missed there, I will just come along with a little bit more glue, just drop it in and get that filled in a bit more. So yeah, it's a nice simple technique. And it end up looking great. So I will get that done and do the rest of these off camera, and yeah, then I'm considering whether I'm going to put some snow or not. I might do, but I might not. I haven't thought about that, but if I do some snow I'll bring you along for that, but otherwise it's going to be a case of getting that eagle mounted and then we're done, which is awesome. Well, I was just filming and talking, and then the microphone turned off, so I'm going to quickly tell you that I'm not going to film anymore. So you'll have just had some music, and yeah, I'm just basing this up, but I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. But I'm going to finish basing now, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's all set and dried and sealed and what have you. And that is this project complete. Yay! I've got 2 more things to do, and this is finished, apart from painting the rim, which I don't count. The first thing is going to be, spill my glue everywhere. So this here is Luke's sealing glue. Now he does provide it in like a spray bottle, but it never works. So what I've done here is decanted it out into a jar, and I'm going to carefully paint that to seal all of this in place, so it doesn't fall off, because this is coming with me to ArdaCon, so it is going to be transported and used in a gaming environment. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, so I'll quickly get that done, and then before it is set, I'm going to actually stick the eagle in place as well. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. So I'll get this painted on and I'll bring you back when I come to doing the eagle. Alright, so that's done, and that will dry through the day. So the next thing I need to do is glue the eagle. So what I'll do is I'll put some super glue on and in the hole, going inside, and then very carefully slide the wire in Easier said than done. There we are. Let it drop right down to the bottom. And then I'm going to let that just sit. And then what I'll probably do is come along and add a little bit more once it's kind of set basically. And there we are. Really happy with how that looks. That's awesome. Very pleased. And here we have Beorn in bear form, who is just waiting for this sealing to be done on the base. So I'll get that done just using this glue, and then other than painting the room, which I will do all of these together because I'm going to unify my forces obviously, then yeah, then that really will be completed. So I'll get that painted up. The only thing we're now waiting for is, or two things actually, for this whole project. I've got to get Beorn riding eagle based. Oh, it's not focusing at all, a bit too close. Let me move him out of the way. So yes, I've got Beorn on eagle to base, so I need to work out how to do that. And I've also still got to paint Radagast, who will be riding on one of these eagles. So yeah, a couple of things have to be done before I go to ArdaCon, but yeah, I've got plenty of time. I think I literally just base this one and paint up Raddy, and then we're done. So yeah, I'm going to be ready early. I think might even be before I head away on holiday in a couple of weeks. I might be completely done. So that's really cool. All right, well, this is nearly finished as well. Just finished painting up the crew, and had a lot of fun painting the actual catapult thing, whatever you want to call it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make use of Luke's Scrubland base ready, which appears to be my favourite at the moment, and I'm just going to base these figures, and then this project is completed. Last couple of days has been a rush of completed projects, which is always a good thing. So yeah, just a little bit of a toothpick to shove it around, shove the glue around, get it into all the little nooks and crannies, and then dunk it into the base. Get rid of that bubble. Come on, bubble. Bubble doesn't want to get rid of. There we are, got it. So dunk it into the base material, take it off, and it's done. So I'll get these three based and then add them to my spreadsheet for completed miniatures for this year, which has slowed down massively. I think there was an entire month where I did nothing. Well, I didn't do nothing, but I finished nothing. But it's starting to get moving again now, which is always nice. Absolutely no idea why I said this was Hobby Vlog number 183 in the intro. Clearly it isn't, it's 182. I'm getting ahead of myself. So I hope you really enjoyed that, enjoyed the progress, the completion of those 5 projects, because that Battlecry Trebuchet is done. And yeah, nice productive week. And maybe if you can let me know if you hobby while you're watching this, I love hearing that. Any inspiration that I can give is really, really cool. So yeah, do be commenting below. I've got 2 more vlogs to go until I'm going to be taking at least 4 weeks break, because I'm away for 4 weeks and I don't know whether I'll get anything done the week I get back, because I'll probably be quite tired. So I'm driving across Europe. So yeah, a couple more vlogs to go, and then you've got a month off from my rambles, and then hopefully you'll come back and stay watching when I get back, but we shall see. Thank you so much for watching if you did get this far. I really do appreciate it. And I'll wrap up by saying, anyone out there, if you're impacted directly or indirectly by the horrific war in Ukraine, then my thoughts do go out to you and anyone you know who might be in that horrible situation. I can't believe it's still going on, just incredible. And to everyone, please do stay healthy, stay safe, and stay well.